to lose.
Welcome. I'm Jules,
And I'm Chanel,
and
and
welcome
welcome
to
to
Mama
Mama
Play
Play
That
That
Again.
Again.
Wow, we really need to get in sync.
One day we're
Paula.
gonna fucking harmonize. It'll be perfect.
We need that boys to men level
We're not singers.
connection.
We're
Yeah,
Michael.
we're not singers.
Anyway.
I mean, anyways. So, welcome to Mama Play That Again, where we take one for the team and watch the same kids shows on a loop so you don't have to. Join us, two queer Black mamas, as we dish out our hilarious hot takes on what's playing nonstop in your toddler's world, helping you serve up screen time with a side of wisdom.
So, if you did listen to episode 1, we're switching up our second segment just a bit from toddler tales to tales from the crib, where we'll share anything from a funny thing our toddler did or said, or go a little deeper and talk about parenting woe we may have experienced and need to vent about, or may need your advice on. So, anything on your end this week, Jules?
Let's get into it. Okay, so this moment is really probably more about me than it is my daughter. So lately, I've been putting her up on the latest, and by latest I mean old musicals.
Our generation.
Our generation and older. So she's been listening to The Wiz and she loves it. Her favorite songs are Brand New Day, Don't Nobody Bring Me No Bad News, and I'm a Mean Old Lion. But the other day I gave her the phone in the car so she could just, when you want just like an easy ride.
Mm-hmm.
I had to run a lot of errands. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give her the phone. And so she knows how to use Spotify at this point. So she was playing over and over again, not the songs. She was playing the Richard Pryor interlude where Dorothy and the Scarecrow and Tin Man and the Lion meet the Wiz. But like the Wiz is basically just like Richard Pryor yelling and being like, yuck,
Richard Pryor
And
on cocaine, huh?
yeah, we don't know. Is this pre-cocaine? I mean, I guess it was like the entire time cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, needless to say, he's very loud. So much so that she just kept listening to it over and over again. I know this is a theme. I talked about her listening habits earlier. But the whole point is she loves like big villain energy, or she has big villain energy. I'm not sure. And so part of me is like, am I reading into this too much? Because she was like obsessed with the Beast in Beauty and the Beast. She also loves the Hulk. I'm really trying. I mean, you know how it is. You just like read into your toddler's behaviors too much. I'm like, why does my kid have big villain energy? Does that mean she can be like,
I think they're different and
killer?
exciting. When I think about Beauty and the Beast, for example, I would never relate to Belle. She seems a little boring to me.
I know. Belle is boring,
Richard
right?
Pryor is Richard M.F. Pryor, so I could see
Right.
the draw to his voice.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's the energy level that she's relating to. I mean, she's hype. I guess all kids are hype, but
yeah.
Oof, honey.
Well, man, when she first listened to some Richard Pryor comedy, that would be.
I know. I gotta give it a moment though, because I'm not really ready.
No, you're not ready for her to give a comedy routine at the daycare.
I know. I'm not ready for the MFs, but it's coming because we are the kind of parents that swear in front of our kids.
Same. It's
I
hard to turn
myself.
it off. It's hard to turn it off. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Well, you know what?
I know. There's a lot of feelings about that.
At least she's consistent. She's consistent in her villain superhero or no superhero. I don't know.
Yeah, no, she's big time for the villain. Always. I'm like, what? She also loves it when characters transform from like not being courageous to courageous. So she likes the Lion for that reason. She likes transformation. It's interesting.
Yeah, she's into the centering and the spiritual journey, the awakening.
Yeah.
Crystals. Okay, anyway. That's about all I know. The very surface level shit about
Oh, I
transformation.
definitely don't know anything about that. Especially when people are like, I think you mentioned this too. Oh, my kid's a Gemini. I have no idea what astrology means to
It's
anything.
because I was scared. I was really scared that he would be a Gemini. And here I
What does that
have a
even
Gemini.
mean?
They have two faces. I don't know if you
What?
remember this Chris Rock song where he's like, "You're gonna die twice." That's Gemini.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I
Yeah,
remember that.
that's Gemini. So I was
Yeah.
kind of scared, but it's all good.
Anyways, tell me about your little one. What's he doing?
Yeah, as of late, again, he's 17 months going on 18. When we go to a playroom, it's only happened twice, but when we go into these indoor playrooms, because I'm in the East Coast and it's cold, when it's time to leave, he's throwing these big ass tantrums. And I'm in the suburbs around mostly white people. And so
Oof.
I feel like when that happens, they all look at me as if their kids don't have tantrums. And I'm like,
Dude, the public tantrum. The
and for
public
me,
tantrum.
I'm okay with it because I just stay calm. I like validate him, all his feelings, but keep that boundary. But I'm like, I don't want it to keep happening. I want him to have fun. And then I want him to understand that we got to go. And so
Okay,
it's
every
a
time I
new
have an
thing.
issue like this, the t- I get a lot of parenting tips from the teachers at my kid's school,
Hmm.
and she's just like, you got to prepare your kid. You got to tell him, you know, this is the clothes that we're gonna wear for tomorrow's school, so you ain't fighting with your kid in the morning, or like we're gonna leave in 5 minutes. But I say that, and last night we were leaving the park, and my little one had an epic
Oh.
tantrum, and I was like, "Yo, I'm about to take your screen time," and that's what happened. The
Well, so
end.
what did she do when you took her screen time?
She just still ran around. I was like, "Okay, we gotta go. We gotta go. We got 5 minutes. We got 4 minutes. We got 3 minutes. We got one
Hmm.
minute. Okay, we gotta go."
Hmm.
She was not feeling it, and then she proceeded to run around the entire park without shoes.
Oh,
Woo,
so
honey,
she doubled down. She stood
she
10
doubled
toes,
down on it.
literally stood 10 toes down on her point. Like,
10 toes down, and I'm like, yo, the only thing I have left in me is just threats, like pure threats. Like, that's all I have left.
yeah.
I'm gonna take this away from you. I can't take food away from her, obviously. I'm not that bad, y'all. So
Yeah.
all the
No.
good shit had to go.
Yeah. Well, I'm scared now. We're going. We're going to go to a playroom in a couple of days. Again, it's really not the public that bothers me. No, it is probably more the public that bothers me. I don't care that he cries. I'm like, you can have a tantrum all day, but we're
Yeah.
still going. I just don't want to be looked at by a whole bunch of white people. Like I'm
I
doing something wrong.
know.
I'm like, your kid
No.
just had a tantrum. Like over
Yeah.
something silly. Like he doesn't want to leave. I get that.
No, man. And it's like, black kids get like read into hella tough.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. So,
I understand.
he'll grow out of it. I've read somewhere that, tantrums are healthy, you know, for
Mm,
their for their development of their brain. So I'm like, hey,
okay.
and they have so much energy that they have to release it. And
Right.
a good cry is very cathartic for them. So I'm like,
I
just have
know.
your
You know
cry in
what?
the car.
That's for adults too. A good cry.
That part. Yeah, yeah,
Oh my God. Actually,
yeah.
let me not go into that right now, but
Yeah.
it
Just
happens
yeah, it
fairly
does. It
often.
does.
So
Best times are in the shower. But anyway, stay tuned for an update about tantrum gate.
Mm, let me give y'all a fucking
The beat.
transition
Drop the
beat.
beat.
Uno, dos, tres.
Oh, we're coming in with the
Oh, it's
bilinguals.
short. So short. I was just getting into
I
it.
know,
Anyway.
I know. So this week we're going to talk about Karma's World, an animated series about a lyrically gifted middle schooler, Karma, who juggles rap dreams and rhyme schemes. You like that? While using her talent, ambition, and heart to solve any problems. Hi, I rhymed.
It's very
Oh,
intentional.
yeah.
This is a Netflix original show created by Ludacris, aka Chris Bridges, if you didn't know. And each episode runs about 12 minutes. So we're reviewing the third episode because it's called Here Comes Trouble. Here Comes Trouble. In this episode, Karma has a sleepover with her classmates, and her classmates have a lot of questions about her hair. They are not POC. Why does it?
Wait,
Why
no, they
does?
are POC, but they're just
Well,
not black.
yes, yeah, they're not black. So why does it coil up like that? Why does she wear a bonnet to sleep? And the age-old question: Can I touch your hair? Karma thinks she should change her hair. Her mom tells her that she should love her curly natural hair instead.
So that's the show setup. Now let's get into it. What's your initial hot take, Chanel?
I think just generally, Karma's World is probably my favorite thing that I've watched so far. The animation, first off, is really fucking solid.
It's really good.
It's really good. Like her
Yeah.
pants are shimmering, and I was like, I keep looking at her pants. They're really nice. It's just really good animation, especially talking about her hair. Her hair looks really good, and I don't feel like animation captures Black people's hair.
I totally
Well,
agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
it does a great job. I think that's I'll stop there.
Initial hot take.
Yeah.
Yes, it is based in New York City. Yes, New York looks amazing. Yes, there is no trash on the street. Thank you, animation.
And Washington Heights.
Wash Heights, right? Which I think we both lived in Wash Heights or Harlem.
I was close to it.
Kind
Yeah.
of border.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I will say once again, I felt seen. I felt heard by this episode, especially being a Black woman who grew up in a very white neighborhood. And even to this day, like I sometimes, it depends where I am. I can't say that it happens too much where I'm at, like that people try to touch my hair, but like I have definitely had that happen. Actually, I've had it happen twice. So once in Mexico, I was in the bathroom. This woman just came up and started touching my hair. Now, I will say there was definitely a moment where I was thinking, oh, I'm about to go smooth off on this bitch. But I just like, for me, it's all about context, right? Like, yes, I know Mexico had slavery, but for real, it was kind of like concentrated in one area. They really don't have a lot of Black people where I was at on the west coast of Mexico. So I kind of let it slide. And I didn't make too much of a big deal of it. But I did go to Mexico with my daughter. And this is like when she was like 1.5. And she had her little tiny fro, whatever. I had this abuela come up and start touching her hair. And I must have looked like I was about to hit her in her face because I was like, and I tried to like gather my Spanish, which obviously was really bad. So I just said no, because that translates. So yeah, I had to literally grab her hand and pull it off my daughter's hair.
Why
and I
are you
was like,
touching my child to begin with?
bam. Yeah. I know it's because there's like really not a lot of Black people where we were at, but it's also just like wild that you think that you can touch a kid. So
yeah. And also I refuse to believe that people now in this world have not seen Black people on television. Like, just, you know how we look.
You know how we look. I mean,
yeah. But to kind of back it up a little bit,
sorry, that was a
no.
tangent.
We need it. But just to kind of set up the show. So they live in Washington Heights. She has a mom and a dad. And she also has a brother who I'm obsessed with, Keys.
Yes.
He's an inventor. He has like 5 inventions per episode. This guy is really smart.
By the way, they pushing STEM hard in every single TV show I'm watching. Every single one. Every last one.
That's so true. It's so true. Yeah, because her friend, Switch, who's a white girl, she is like a computer scientist. She wants to be.
Right.
And then she has another best friend, Winnie, and I believe he's Dominican.
Winston, he's definitely Afro-Latino. I don't know what part, but yes.
Yeah, and those are kind of the main folks of the show.
Yeah, so this clip that we're about to share is the sleepover where Karma is asked a lot of questions about her hair. Trigger warning.
Do you want to play It Girl? Totally know it. Okay, before we play, we've got to design our character. Ooh, she could rock that leather jacket.
That's next level! That belt, too! Totally next level!
Now we just have to figure out her hair. What do you think, Karma? Ooh, this one.
Next level! How about accessories?
Those are having a moment. Wait, can you put bows in it?
Or wear headbands? Or clips? Can you do your hair like normal hair?
Girl, that is triggering. The word normal hair. Hell
Normal
no.
hair, y'all. I mean, the unintentional wildness is just, it's going everywhere. It's giving white teacher in the hood. It's giving why haven't you read a James Baldwin book? Please.
But also,
I
you
know
live in
you're only
Washington
10.
Heights. You also live in Washington Heights, and I refuse to believe you haven't seen all types of hairstyles.
Yeah, I know. That is another, I didn't even think
The
about
exposure
it.
in New York is wild to me. But yeah.
Yeah. New York's definitely one of the most diverse places.
Mm.
So for me, like, this clip again hit home. So I loved it. And then one of the things that happens afterwards is we get the hallmark of this show, which is Karma rapping. So if y'all don't know, if we haven't mentioned it, Karma is an aspiring rapper. And she's always writing raps, basically. So the way that she processes things is through her raps.
Because we're Black people. That's what we're good at.
Rap, by the way.
That's what we're good at.
That's a good enough cue, right, to set up?
Yeah.
So, all right, we're going to take a listen to her rapping out her feelings.
I always thought my hair was beautiful the way it was, but now I'm questioning myself and I don't feel the love. All because my hair is different from my other friends. Should I change my look? Should I follow trends?
You wear a hat to bed?
What about brushes?
Does it have to every black girl wear one of those?
It hits different when somebody hurts your feelings when they talk about your hair, because your hair is a little different. I was so hurt and I will never forget it. Why? Touch my hair. I never gave them permission. My heart was breaking and I didn't want to admit it. I tried to explain it, but they didn't want to listen. My gosh, I mean, the way this hurts, and yeah, I know they didn't mean it, so it makes things worse. Wow, they say my hair is not normal and I want to scream. Do I deserve a crown? Maybe I'm not a queen.
Does every
She got bars. She got bars.
I mean, the real question is Karma better than some of these rappers?
No, but she is. She's like she's vulnerable. It's age appropriate.
Right.
We
got a whole storyline in that
she's telling a story. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's bars.
Yeah. Young Karma coming through. Little Karma.
Little Karma.
I'm with you. I love this show. I mean, we're getting a lot of hip hop in these past 2 episodes, which is fine. But I love it. It's so sweet. It's so sweet.
To succumb to
writing raps too.
Right. She's a poet, so I had to succumb to the fact that, she's using her brain. She's an artist. She's creating.
Yeah. And if she was just doing like spoken word, I would definitely be hating. So I do appreciate her level up.
That would be kind of fun, though. I haven't seen a cartoon with spoken word.
Oh my God, it would be awful.
Yeah, because it's always angry, isn't it? No, anyway.
Well, it's always the same cadence.
Yeah,
but like I said,
it sounds angry. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. It's rude.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about
that. I have the same kind of critique about them asking about the bonnet. I'm like, you live in Washington Heights. Like, you know what a bonnet is. Like, right. I just refuse to believe
it. If you take the 1 train, you know what a bonnet is. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
If you take the C train or the A train, you've seen a bonnet.
And you've seen them on TikTok these days and IG. So it's like, stop it. You know what a bonnet is. Don't put her on the spot like that.
Yeah. It's also just like at this point, yeah, YouTube. There's a whole world out there.
Yeah, there is.
But I do love the unintentionality of the girls just making her feel mad uncomfortable, because I feel like that's the way a lot of these kind of interactions go down. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate that level of detail.
Yeah, the lack of self-awareness. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just weren't aware. Which, at that age, you're learning self-awareness. You don't have it yet.
Yes. Also, Karma's World definitely fits into that social emotional category,
Mm-hmm.
starring a young girl, which again, I'm not mad at. I hope young boys watch it as well. But that seems to be a theme here.
Yeah, but interesting. I feel like I've watched an entire season of Karma's World. I feel like her friend Winnie, the boy, has a couple of shows where he's
Queer.
learning. Well, maybe, but he's also learning, social emotional things.
Yes. Agreed. Yeah. I mean, they're definitely navigating. I mean, it feels very middle school. Like they're navigating
Hmm.
each other's feelings. They're having conversations. Yeah. I remember those days. Also, as someone who's non-confrontational, I applaud. I applaud the writers.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if we have a soundbite for that, and I don't want to jump into that, but
We do,
I.
actually.
Oh, okay.
So we sort of have a soundbite for that at the end. The next soundbite that we have is the conversation that she ends up having with her mother and the
Mm.
beautiful, beautiful speech her mother gives her. So let me play that and get your feelings on that.
It's just, my hair is so different. It's big and poofy and frizzy and, I don't want my hair anymore. I want straight hair. Normal hair.
Karma! Your hair is normal. All hair is. Because the only thing that's normal about everyone's hair is that it's all different.
But my friends asked me a million questions about black hair last night.
Were they bullying you?
No, they didn't mean to be mean, but they still made me feel really bad.
I'm sorry, baby. Asking questions like that might seem like just being curious, but it hurt you, and that's not okay.
Plus, they touched my hair without asking.
Yeah, that happens to me too, but no one should ever touch our hair without asking. We gotta protect our hair.
I always thought our hair was beautiful. But do other people not see it that way?
It doesn't matter what they see. Our hair is gorgeous. Whether it's straight like Cousin Kiki's, or in locks like Miss Washington, tight textured like mine, or big curls like yours. You come from a long line of black women with beautiful hair, especially me.
Man, that was such a great. Come on, Big Mama. Come on, that's such a great speech.
Dude, I know. I love it. I
Such a
love
great
it.
speech. So much is packed into that.
Yes. So much. And I really feel like, in some ways it's annoying that like the job of like Black creators is to have to build up our kids like from so young to be like,
Mhm.
yo, you gotta love your hair. You gotta love
Mhm.
like it's the world that we live in, and it's very annoying because I don't ever see these white cartoons being like, love yourself, love your hair,
Can
love
you
your
imagine?
skin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The most you
It's
get is
like,
like, love your freckles, love your redhead, your
right,
red
right,
hair. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Like I've never heard that in a white cartoon ever.
No,
But
no, it's so true.
we have to, and it has to start
Yeah.
super young.
Yeah. I really love that line her mom says about asking questions basically can still be offensive. And I thought that was deep, curiosity can still be offensive. I mean, curiosity led to freaking colonization, Columbus. So I really, there's just so much to
I
unpack
know. They were
here.
like, "Will you
Um,
let us take your land?"
right, exactly.
3 later.
And so she's
Okay,
like
it's 20
showing her
minutes in
daughter, oh, shoot.
colonization talk.
Right. Yeah, we were going to get there eventually. She's teaching her daughter boundaries, and she's showing her when she should have kind of her radar up for something that might have been hurtful and something she needs to have a conversation about.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then the thing I love is that at the end, she does have this conversation with Switch, her best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get the whole clip. I just got a little bit of it. But this clip, this is where I was like, damn, she's like, I was hella non-confrontational as a kid. So this feels amazing. I'm living vicariously through Karma.
Karma.
She was able to let her friend know, like, Yo, in the
Don't do that again.
most loving way, don't ever do that again.
Mm-hmm.
With the prayers. So, do you want to hear that clip?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, and one more thing. Please don't touch my hair without asking.
Mm-hmm.
Because a girl's gotta protect her hair.
Yeah. We should note that she had the morning after the sleepover, she had the conversation with Switch and said, you kind of hurt me. And I think Switch, in my opinion, kind of gaslit her and said, we were just asking questions.
Ooh.
Basically saying you shouldn't be offended by that. So for her to confront her twice to do a follow-up, that was pretty bold.
The levels of therapy that I would have to go to get to the point where I'm just having conversations with my friends like that. Like, what? Yeah, you're right. She did have to have 2 conversations.
Yeah,
She's
and
like,
Switch was like,
okay.
you're overreacting. Like, how dare you say I'm overreacting? Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot about that clip. I just had to get to the good part. Don't touch my hair again. Straight up.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Karma, come through. Whoever's writing this,
Really
shout out to you. I should have got their names before I got on here and started talking about Karma. But that episode to me is like one of their better, if not best episodes. And yes, I have seen like all 4 seasons at this point.
Yeah. It's really cool because it's serialized. So like season 1, there's a rivalry with another kid who tries to steal her raps and stuff, It's really good. A boy, nonetheless. A boy.
He straight up steals her raps and then she's like hella forgiving. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I guess the big villain in me is just like, nah, don't let that slide, B.
Is this where your daughter gets this from?
I know, right? Seriously.
Yeah, this is a great episode. I mean, I think this episode alone is enough for you to run out and make your child watch this series.
Yeah, I agree. I highly, highly recommend this series. And I really I know we've been clowning a little bit about the gender dynamics of the social emotional learning led cartoons, but I really think it's for everyone. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of sweet lessons in this
for every gender expression and for every ethnicity as well. I think it's important to learn from what not to do.
What not to do and whose hair not to touch. So are we giving our grades?
Yeah, let's. So again, if you didn't listen to the first episode, which you probably should watch this in order. I mean, why am I saying watch? Because I'm looking at Jules right now. If you didn't listen in order,
we ain't putting this up. We ain't putting this video up.
Our hair is nice though. Anyway, we have a rating system kind of based off of the Bechdel test. What is our rating system?
Yeah, so our rating system is as such. Our first question is, did it hold our kids' attention?
Yeah, my little one watched every single episode.
Amazing.
I mean, when I turned it on, he was glued to the television.
Ooh, I love this. Okay, admittingly, I played Karma's World out tough during the pandemic, around which my daughter was born. So we went heavy on Karma's World. And at that point, she liked it. I can't say that she's asking for Karma's World at this point, but when we did watch it, she was very into it.
Okay.
Yeah. So our second question it's our heroes or sidekicks question. This is the part where we assess if the kids of color are centered in the show. Do they get to solve the problem or have the adventure? And what do you think with Karma's World?
Of course, Karma is Black. She's the center of the show. She's having the adventures. She's having the reflection. She has motivation, all of the things. The only critique I'll give this show is that she does not have a Black friend or a visibly Black friend.
Ooh, you took the critique out of my mouth. But first... Well, she does have a Black friend. She has Winston.
Okay.
Winston's visibly Black.
I didn't know because his mother has an accent, which doesn't mean you're not Afro-Latina, but I just didn't
Right.
know.
Yeah, no, Winston definitely gives me Afro-Latino vibes. Like you can clearly, to me, you can clearly see he's Black. He's got like the curly hair. He's kind of light skinned, but I read his mom as just being on the lighter end. We don't know what the other parent looks like. So, but I hear you, and this is going to come up, Ada twist. Sometimes there's definitely like this running theme that I see where like if Black kids are centered, they don't get to have all Black friends.
It's like,
Or
what do they think is going to happen if they have all
I
Black
know.
friends?
Are they like
It's going to be
it's
a
gonna
riot?
Yes, there's a thread of Black kids being centered, but everyone around
right.
their
Yeah.
periphery is white or non-Black. It's a very odd thing. And
And
I
it
don't want to
wasn't-
get too deep into my conspiracy theory, but I'm going to just leave it at possibly the white gaze is what's
Man, that was my
preventing
next thing. But it's interesting because I mean, I know I kind of grew up in a very mixed, sliced, mostly white-ish suburb, but like most of my friends were Black. I was able to find,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh no,
so it's just
same
interesting.
with me. Even though I grew up in a white suburb, like all of my friends are Black and brown.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. So I think
we
it's
found literally the 5 of us.
Yeah. I think it's the concessions that you have to make in this with the networks, you know, because obviously if, you know, Ludacris and I'm sure other Black creators probably had other plans. So
Right. Yeah. Yes, we will discuss this
Yeah.
deeply later. But yes, I would say in this for sure, the kids of color are the heroes. They are the center for sure. They are definitely having the adventure. And then our last question is, was there an underlying message? Message? Hello.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I think the obvious message is love yourself, Black people. I mean, and this is real, actually, for real, because I heard some crazy statistic about like young Black kids, and I won't say the thing, aside say. And it was just like a crazy number. And I was just like, damn, yeah, I clown a lot about how like the things that we have to do raising Black kids to ensure that they have that level of self-confidence. But that it's like really, really real and tangible.
It is. And you mentioned the white gaze. I think that's kind of another lesson her mom taught her of not needing the validation from the white gaze. I think that's what we go through often, especially younger. I think even as adults, we're constantly like seeking the validation from the white gaze.
Yeah.
So, oof.
Ooh.
We've unpacked
Wow,
some stuff.
Karma's World got heavy.
It did. Ooh.
It got heavy quick, but you know what? Not all the episodes are like that. We just chose that one because we thought it was reflective of, you know, some of the great things that they're doing with this show. So I highly, highly recommend the show, and I'm definitely giving it an A.
Yeah, I'm giving it an A++. I just really love it.
I love it. Well, that was our show, y'all.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks for listening.
Yes. Watch that Karma's World on Netflix. Get you an account. Borrow somebody's account. I know they're cracking down, but you can do it. Find a way.
Yes. And, you know, watch out next week for our new episode dropping.
That's right. Can't wait to see y'all.
All right. That's
Bye.
Mama Play That Again.
Mama Play That Again? Oh my God. Come on. Boys to
Never
Men.
going to get that. Never going to get it. That's why they broke up. What part of them? Anyway.
Oh my God.
Okay.
R.I.P. Michael from the group.
He's alive, by the way.
Oh, I
Anyway.
know. Okay. R.I.P. and symbolically? Okay.
Okay.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.